In the small town of Whispering Pines, Texas, two deputies, Alden Walker, a no-nonsense officer with a haunted past, and Sylvie Mercer, a tough newcomer with a secret, investigate strange cases. These are The Text Files, Episode 8, A Hitch in Time. The Whispering Pines Sheriff's Office receives a call. Artifacts are vanishing from the Whispering Times Museum of History. As the deputies investigate the museum's basement, they hear a strange noise before turning around to see a man in a suit and a very skeptical-looking blonde. The man introduces himself as the professor and says he is a curator for the museum that is looking into the stolen artifacts with his assistant Daisy. Alden suggests they discuss everything in the lobby, but when they reach the top of the stairs, a mysterious figure flickers and another artifact disappears. The deputies attempt to chase them, but the building turns into a maze of exhibits shifting through time, London in one room, Egypt in the next. The professor and Daisy explain the man is a time traveler from the 51st century. He's been using a quantum manipulator to steal artifacts, but each theft destabilizes the timeline, and this building is now ground zero for paradox collapse. Sylvie looks around the ornate room. So, the museum is becoming the epicenter of a temporal apocalypse. A smile stretches over the professor's face. Finally, someone who gets it. Sylvie and the professor chatter about science as they build a temporal trap. For bait, Daisy and Alden find something no thief could resist: the Declaration of Independence. Before long, the traveler appears and flickers towards the document. The professor holds up a metal rod that lets out a light. The air fractures around the thief's manipulator, leaving him locked in this timeline. As they run through shifting exhibits, Alden ducks a Neanderthal club, while Sylvie jumps over the tail of a dinosaur. Pulling out a futuristic weapon, the traveler turns and aims at Daisy. Alden pulls Daisy out of the way right before the blast disintegrates a suit of medieval armor. Angered by the attack, the professor tricks the traveler into a dead end. Sylvie flips a switch, and their device begins to hum. The traveler raises his weapon, but vanishes in a whirl of static. The museum returns to normal around them with all the stolen objects back in place. The professor explains the thief is stuck in a temporal loop, and they will let the authorities of his time know where they can pick him up. Eventually, back in the basement, Daisy opens a strange craft, and Alden leans through the doorway. Bigger on the inside. Daisy snaps a photo of the group before tapping Alden on the chest. A bit like you. More heart than you let on. Alden cracks a smile as the craft closes and begins to let out a warbling noise. Walking back upstairs, Sylvie turns to Alden. I wonder if it's lunchtime.